you're not gonna have like all this protective equipment and all that stuff. Like the whole point of all this like fitness training and all this muscle building is it gives you a natural protection. It protects your body from harm when you have muscles, you know, to protect your bones and everything like that. You know, protective equipment, you're not, you know, that's like running away from what you really need to work on. You know, it's like, why you got on the mouth guard? Were you afraid to get hit in the mouth? It's like, if you're afraid to get hit in the mouth, then what the hell are you doing in there? It's like, you got to learn how not to get hit. You know? It's like...
And that's the thing Mayweather is talking about, too. Like, I think he criticized Muhammad Ali for getting hit when he was fighting against George Foreman. And he was saying, you know, I take pride of not getting hit.
Yeah.
And he was just there getting hit a bunch of times. And he just knocked him out, and people just idolize him for that. I don't see why.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, I really respect the way Mayweather boxes, and, you know, I really like his style. And what I like about it, you know, because he even said it in one of his interviews. He's like, you know, I'm the one who made it cool to not get hit. You know, and it's like, that's supposed to be the art of fighting. It's like, you don't get hit, and then you just keep hitting them. That's the art. But how is it an art if you just keep getting destroyed? You know, you keep getting rocked. You know, and like, you're obviously not that good. You know, so like, the big art of unarmed combat is not getting hit, and armed combat obviously too, because armed combat, there's just no room for mistakes. I mean, you know, if I'm dealing with guns, I don't want to get shot at all. I don't want to get shot in my finger. I don't want to get shot in my chest. I don't want to get shot in my head. I don't want to get shot in my leg. I just don't want to get shot at all. You know what I'm saying? And same thing with a knife fight. I don't want to get stabbed at all. I don't want my finger to be sliced. I don't want my wrist to get sliced. I don't want my throat to get sliced. Like, there's no room for mistakes. And that's how good I want to get. Now, will I ever get to the point where I'll be so good that I just never get hit? Well, probably not. And that's probably why I love practicing it, because you can never perfect it, you know, and you can always get better, you know, and that's why, that's the drive to succeed, to excel, you know.
Yeah.
And that's how I train, you know.
Yeah, I think it applies to basketball also. Like, for example, Michael Jordan, when he was playing, I am pretty sure that he loses the ball barely when he's on the offensive. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how good you want to get, you know?
Yeah, I mean, that's how I train, you know what I mean? Like, and that's the thing, you know, protective equipment is for people who are not ready to spar, but then they want to spar anyway. You understand? That's why everybody's all into this protective stuff. Because they're not even capable of sparring, and then they want to spar. And then the schools want to make money off them, so they're like, okay, just throw on this protective equipment and just go spar so we can make money off you. But these people are not even, they're not even fit to spar. Basically, in order to spar the right way, you gotta train, you gotta know what the hell you're doing, you gotta be fit, you gotta be capable, and then you do it with no protective equipment so you know that there's no room for mistakes. But when you got all this protective equipment on, all of a sudden you think that you can just walk into a punch like it's nothing. All of a sudden you think that a jab is not effective because you didn't feel it. You understand? Like, now the person not only has to jab you, but he has to like throw like a heavy ass cross or like
hook or uppercut.
Yeah, uppercut or hook punch, and then finally you feel it. But you know, in real fighting, one hit, a good jab could end the fight. You understand? But this protective equipment gives you this imaginary feeling that you have, that you could take all these hits when you really can't. You understand? It's like, you know, it's like me hitting you one time with the hammer opposed to hitting you with something else like a pillow. You know what I'm saying? And then now, you know, I hit you with a pillow and you think you're a badass because you took the hit. You know, and it's like, hey, you like, oh, give me another hit, you know, but it's like, no, man, like real stuff is you know, you can't take that. You know, you can't. You know, I don't care how much training you do. I don't care how strong you are. If you give me a hammer and I hit you in the head with that, you know what I'm saying? Like hard, you know what I'm saying? Like, that could be the end of your life. You understand? Like, if you're fighting on the streets against some big guy and he's like a wrestler or something, like he's really good at wrestling, and he's big and he's strong, and he body slams you and you land on your head, that's the end of your life, man. You understand? Like, that's how quick your life can end. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's real. But then when you got people in WWF and they're wrestling on these mats and everything, and then people are falling on their heads and they're getting back up, that's not real life, man. You know, real life is like, that's cement. You know, when you fall on that, you could die. You understand? Like, real life is no joke. You know what I mean? Like, you're walking across the street and somebody runs you over with their car, you could die right there. You know, this is not just like, hey, you know, this is not for fun. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many people that die in the streets. You know, like, people think, oh, you know, they think, oh, we're just gonna fight, we're just doing a fist fight, and next thing you know, this guy pulls out a gun and blasts you away because you was talking too much shit. That's real life. You know, like, you make one mistake, you know, you disrespect somebody on his bad day, that could be the end of your life. You know what I mean? Like the art of combat is learning how to make like really smart decisions and just basically being intelligent, man. It's not just this unarmed combat ego gratification, you know, bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Even Mayweather. I mean, I saw a video with him recently. You know, you got this guy who's like supposed to be the #1 boxer, pound for pound. You know, but he's surrounded. You know, he's walking across the street. He's surrounded by like 5 bodyguards that are like huge as hell. You know what I'm saying? All surrounding him. So then, if somebody tried to shoot him, they're not gonna shoot him. They'll shoot the bodyguard. I mean, he's got bodyguards everywhere. I mean, that's real life. And the bodyguards are not small. They're not like 2 feet tall. I mean, these bodyguards are like over 6 feet tall, like 300 pounds. They're all surrounding him. So if this is supposed to be the best boxer, the strongest person, or whatever, the best in the world, then why does he need all these bodyguards? Well, that's real life. You know what I'm saying? Like, real life is not boxing. You know what I mean? Like, real life is not the stuff you see in the movies either. You know, so, like, I like to keep it real when I train. I like to keep things in perspective. Like, I don't care how much training I do. I know that certain parts of my body are very weak. And if somebody hits those parts, then I could be in big trouble. You know? So I acknowledge that. You know, and when you train without equipment, it helps remind you how weak your body really is. You know what I mean? Like, you're growing. Okay, for example, another thing is like every single combat sport, they don't let people hit in the groin area. Well, why? Well, obviously it's because the groin area is like so weak, and people they can't take a hit there. So, and you know, like, but that's part of the reason, you know, the thing about how weak the body is, and that's the reality. And that's the thing, you know, I like to train where it's like, hey, you know, you gotta learn to protect yourself from you know, these techniques coming at you, and you can't be dependent on a piece of equipment to do that. You know? So that's the way I do it. Now I like to separate the school to make it very clear difference between what I do here and what they do in combat sport. Now, I'm not saying that the people that practice combat sport are not strong. They're not talented in what they do. Okay, they're strong. Some of them are strong. Some of them are fast. Some of them are talented in what they do. But I want to clearly state that what they do is not real. It's fake. And what I do is real. It's not fake. You know, they might be fast. Some of them might be faster. Some of them might be stronger. Some of them might be more talented. But what they practice is not real. What I practice is real. That's a huge difference. And that's what I just want to indicate. That I practice this, they practice that, and these are two different things. You understand? Like, I go to the gun range, I'm ready for that. I'm armed, I'm ready for that. I'm ready to die if I had to die. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to kill if I need to kill. This is completely different than combat sport. And I just want that to be very clear to the people out there. You know what I'm saying? That this is not the same as that. You know? So, and that's what I'm talking about, you know? But that's my main objective. You know, is going more at a scientific standpoint.
Yeah,
you know, like,
because if you put all these protective gears on, then you can no longer say that, you know, you're training for the real, you know, for the streets.
Yeah, you can't claim that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
You can't claim that. You know what I mean? Like you can't. Like, that's the thing. You know, it's like respect. You know, we have respect for what you do and what other people do. You don't just false flag and just start claiming things that you know that's not what you do. It's like, you know, like a basketball player that's in the NBA, why would he claim that he's a wrestler? It's like, you're a basketball player, you ain't a wrestler. You know what I'm saying? It's like somebody that does boxing, why is he claiming Muay Thai? It's like boxing and Muay Thai are two different things, you know? If you're a boxer, then why are you claiming Muay Thai? You know what I'm saying? Like, they're both different. Don't claim something just because they seem similar doesn't mean that it's the same. You know what I'm saying? Like, you drive a Mercedes, like, why are you claiming, like, you know, Ferrari? It's not the same. Like, they're both cars, but they're not the same. You know, it's like, you know, if we're going to have these different labels, then why don't we claim it properly? You know what I mean? Like, a boxer, he could be really good at boxing, but don't claim martial arts, because this is not martial arts. You understand? Like, it's clearly not martial arts. And a martial artist, if you're a martial artist, then why are you claiming boxing? It's like, well, you jump in the ring. Are you in the ring? Are you in the boxing ring? If you're kicking, then what the hell? How are you claiming boxing when you kick? Like, boxers aren't allowed to, like, you know, boxers aren't allowed to kick. Why are you kicking if you're a boxer? You know what I'm saying? So, like, make sure you're claiming what you're supposed to claim, and make sure that you're not, like, misrepresenting. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, that's my whole thing. You know what I mean? Like, just to get people understanding that there are differences. Don't say that boxing is kickboxing. Don't say that kickboxing is Muay Thai, and don't say, you know, Taekwondo is Aikido. Don't say Hapkido is, you know, Kenpo. Don't say, you know, don't say cage fighting is martial arts. Don't say, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't claim things that are not true. You know, and that's the thing, you know what I mean? Like, people are just like, people have this feeling that they could just claim everything. They just be like, I practice Taekwondo, I practice Aikido, I practice boxing, I practice kickboxing, I practice Krav Maga, I practice MMA, I practice Kung Fu, I practice Wushu, I practice, you know, like, they want to claim everything. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
yeah, that's why they go into different styles, you know, go into different schools. They want to claim everything.
Yeah, it's just like, you know, come on, man. It's like, that's not how, you know, I don't agree to that, man. It's just not, it's not right. It's like me saying, oh, I'm a doctor, I'm a lawyer, I'm an accountant, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm an NBA basketball player, I'm a police officer, I'm the head of the Navy, I'm the head of the Marines, I'm the United States, you know, I'm the US president, I'm the judge, you know, it's like, I'm a world-class chef, you know, I'm a hockey player for the NFL, or I'm for the NHL, I'm a football player for the NFL, I'm a quarterback, I'm a running back, I'm a lineman. You know, it's, come on, man. It's like, you know, you can't claim everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got, like, how can you claim everything? It's like, you gotta basically, you know, find out what you're good at and what you want to represent, and then stick to it.
Yeah, and you know, I want to say this over and over again. I mean, people who think going to different schools gonna make them better at what they do, I think they're stupid and they know what they're doing, in my opinion. You know?
Yeah, I mean, like,